Good morning, everybody. We have breaking news to start with. We have a Fox News alert because there's tragedy out of Russia. Investigators say that a plane carrying the president of Poland has crashed and all people on board have been killed. 132 people are dead. The plane carrying some of the country's highest military and civilian leaders.
Yeah, joining us on the phone right now from Warsaw, Poland is Matthew Day with Global Radio News. Thank you for joining us this morning, Matthew. What can you tell us?
Well, the news is that the President of Poland and his wife have died, along with scores of others, in a plane crash in western Russia. The President was traveling to Russia to take part in commemorations of the Katyn massacre, when thousands of Polish officers were killed by the Soviet Union in the Second World War. And it has ended in complete tragedy. Poland is a stunned nation at the moment.
Was this some type of government plane, or was this a commercial airliner?
It was the President's official aircraft, which was a rather aging Tupolev, which is a Russian design. And at the moment, the Russians are saying that it could be pilot error, because apparently the plane clipped some trees as it came into land at Smolensk. But also there was heavy fog at the airport at the time.
Matthew, we can only imagine what the scene is in Poland upon hearing this news this morning. Tell us. In fact, we have live pictures coming into our newsroom right now of mourners gathered in the streets. It looks like hundreds. They're gathered in a main square. Tell us what the scene is.
Yes, Poland is stunned. It's shocked. It really is. A tragedy like this hasn't happened to the nation probably since the Second World War. And it's not just the President and his wife, but the head of the Polish Armed Forces is dead. The head of the Polish National Bank is dead. You have the head of the Polish National Security Council is dead. And it just goes on and on the list. It's cut a huge chunk out of the Polish political and civilian establishment.
We're looking at these live pictures of mourners gathered there, throwing flowers there, and it's a little after 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Warsaw, Poland right now. How has this message, how has this been impacting the people of Poland, this message being traveled, and what's the future of the government there? If all of these government employees, all of the people responsible for keeping the government going are being killed in this plane crash, what does this mean for the Polish government this morning?
Well, when it comes to the political scene, Lech Kaczynski was to have contested presidential elections in October. Now the head of state is the acting head of state is the Polish Speaker of Parliament. And Poland and presidential elections have been rushed forward. They're going to be probably held in June. Just who will contest them is another thing altogether, because Mr. Kaczynski was a very dominant force in his political environment, and who's going to fit his shoes, I don't know at the moment. And when it comes to the general public, how they're reacting, I think that they're very, very shocked. That so many people can just die like that, and also the president and his wife.
Yeah, I can only imagine what's going on there this morning. The aircraft, from what, pardon me, I'm reading, sorry, had been outdated, and there was some complaints about that, correct?
Yes, there had been debate that for quite some time that the Polish government and the Polish president needed new aircraft because their aircraft were old. They had a record for unreliability. They had to be repaired quite frequently. But of course, to get new aircraft, you have to spend a lot of money. And people were debating, was it worth the cost?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's hard to imagine here in the United States, you know, the Air Force One in the United States being one of the most highly advanced aircrafts, you know, in the world, and that they're riding in some old Russian aircraft, outdated at this point.
It's shocking. Matthew Day, thank you for bringing us this live report. Obviously, we'll keep our viewers updated on this horrible breaking news all morning long. It's incredible that so many people were on the plane, that so many of the leaders of the different branches of government there, the head of the armed forces, the head of the National Security Council.
The president, his wife, an entire plane. You know, when we first were hearing reports of this, I think a lot of us thought that this plane had a number of people on it, a number of civilian. We thought this perhaps might have been a civilian craft, but as we're learning from Matthew, no, a government craft, a Russian-built older craft. We're going to have much more on this coming up.
20 years old, obviously needed to be replaced. Hopefully something else coming to this beyond pilot error.